I'm Sherry Merchant. I practice OBGYN in the suburbs of Hoffman Estates at St. Alexius Medical Center and Alexian Brothers Medical Center. I've been in practice for 16 years now. Obstetrics and gynecology. So I deliver babies, do all the gynecological surgeries, including minimally invasive robotic surgeries. What is the robotic surgery? And it's just kind of a few slides on. So the way it works is this is the surgeon's console, and down there is this. The little things which we move there. So this is our little hands moving, and the surgeon actually moves this. This goes in patient's body. So these ones go inside the patient, not the whole thing, just the tips. Thank you. You get worried, what's that? And these are our instruments. This is just enlarged. They're very small, like tiny little instruments. They are attached to these ends. So what's happening is, when you're inside the body, instead of putting your whole finger and stuff, you're just moving these little tiny things. And now we do the entire hysterectomy just this way. So anything. We have patients with large ovarian tumors, and sometimes what happens is like they have huge cysts in the ovary, like 10 centimeter, and they'll end up losing it, right? The ovary is very difficult to just remove without opening them up. With laparoscopic surgery, we cannot. But with this, we have precision. And this is like the 3D camera, and the light's so bright, you can go deep down and see so well, much better than you can see with your naked eye. Wow. So it's like you're looking under magnification, and that's how we're doing the surgery. So this is a uterus. This is a large, huge fibroid. This was the lady who wanted to first get the fibroid out. Then she was like older. She didn't want kids. She says, well, do the whole thing. Now, typically, if we did traditional laparoscopy, we couldn't take this very large. This uterus itself is not a normal size. It's a big uterus. But it doesn't look so big because this fibroid is huge. So this whole thing is done laparoscopically. And you see the blood loss? Almost none. You don't see this in traditional surgery. It'd be bleeding, 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 but here, almost nothing. And it's, I can of course fast forward it, don't want you to be bored here. So every single layer by layer, I can see in a lot of detail. And this patient went home the next day, and she's back in the office 2-3 days. You couldn't even tell what was done. 2 weeks later, all these people are back to work. Majority of my patients back to work in like 2 weeks. Some of them are like real diehard, go back in 1 week. Wow. Yeah. So pretty much you can see hardly any blood, right? Right. A hysterectomy like this would lose at least 200-300, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing. Home next day. So even the very tough ones, even if the uterus is up to the belly button, I would do it this way. Wow. So to answer your question, OB is fine. I've done it all my life, but there's nothing new. But this is like the like new stuff. Makes a difference.
I'm excited over it. Yes, I can tell. That
makes really a bit. Amazing. I totally love it. See, the only reason you would see this little bit of blood up there is because all the backflow from the uterus and stuff. And now you'll see. This is my ovary blood, a few drops. And when we see this little bit of blood, it seems like so much to us because we hardly see anything there. So different than the regular surgery. So this is a cyst in the ovary, and we can even open every layer of the ovary. This is the incision on the vagina now. So it's going to be closed, and you see at the end, it's very neat and nice and hardly any adhesion. So it's not just that it's nicely done, less blood loss, patient gone. After this, the scar tissue is so minimum, if in case I have to go back for anything, I know. It's beautiful. It's so easy. So that's why they don't want me to take the ovaries out until something's wrong with them. Because suppose something happened, it's half an hour worth of surgery, what's a big deal, go home same day. So why remove the ovary if you don't have to? So it really changes the way we do everything.
Oh my gosh.
So we call it, it's not your grandmother's hysterectomy, It's so different, right?
Wow.
Because I always think about my grandma when I do this, and my mother. My mother-in-law came, so she was like, what is this robotic stuff you're talking about? So I showed it to her. So she says, look at my scar. So why don't you wait? I would have done it robotics.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so now, and because I'm a woman, I have to close every layer, and I like to sew, So it's kind of, I will sew each and every layer. So I close the whole thing. So you get it like nice and neat. And in prostate, yeah. I'm talking about me, but men with prostate. Because it started with that first.
And eventually, we only do prostate and GYN.
Heart too now.
But they're doing hearts, and they also,
ENT,
Wow.
ENT,
colon,
yes.
throughout the country. We don't do that yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The ENT you have to do half open and half with the Da Vinci.
Yeah, so that's why it's not that popular. But it has made a big difference in gynecology and urology. Because for urology, the prostate, that incision's gone, the blood loss is much less, so it made a big difference, and same thing for gynecology. The others, the advantage was not so big, that's why it hasn't caught up. The three, the colorectal, the ENT, and the cardiothoracic. And I really think it made a big difference for us in urology and of course all the gynae cancers. Infertility patients who are going to have myomectomy, and when they get cut open, they have so much scar tissue, so it actually works kind of detrimental. Their infertility doesn't get help because they have scar tissue and the tubes get blocked and all that. But with this, just wanted to let the community know what kind of surgeries we could do with the robotic system. The Da Vinci robotic system has revolutionized the gynecological surgery. So for women with the robotic surgery, the recovery is so much faster. So this is mainly creating awareness to make them understand that you don't have to be afraid when you truly need surgery. It could be done in a very simple manner with the use of the Da Vinci robotic system. Also, not just OBGYN, we do a lot of wellness, which is very important today's day and age. We talk about healthcare, we talk about giving healthcare coverage to all, but it's also very important how we see our health. A lot of times people just don't quite understand what does healthy living mean. We don't do much exercise, we have a lot more consumption of food. Makes a big difference. So although our practice is obstetrics gynecology, but we do a lot of wellness for women. Because without that, I don't think any practice is complete. So it's more of keeping you healthy, keeping you fit, and taking care of all the ailments which you get. We are on the web. The practice name is Women's Doc, so it's www.womensdoc.com. We are located in the Building 2 of St. Alexis Medical Center, easily accessible. The phone number is 847-839-4000.